Good morning, everyone. Thank you. It's very exciting to be here today and to be able to present this program. Amy has started it by talking about membership and how we can increase and all the pluses and minuses that we have going on. I would like to ask you to visualize what I am saying. I'm going to talk about 3 friends that I have brought with me today. And I want you just to sit and, in your mind, picture the friends that I am talking about. The first friend that I brought with me today, you cannot see them, I know, but you can identify with each one. We all have met these women in similar situations. I do not have to introduce them by name, but I will tell you their stories. I met her at a tea room. I walked in and I was aghast. It was absolutely magnificent. Antique furniture, the most beautiful dishes, meticulous. She greeted me with open arms. First time I've ever been there. I said, wow, I'm in awe. What a woman. What a place. And I love tea. And I had my hat and everything on. So I was just ready for this. And then we started to talk. Because, as we know, we all love to talk. And she told me her story. And, right, do we all love to talk, right?
Yes, we do.
And she told me her story. And her story was that she had 2 small children and was getting divorced. And I went, oh. So now behind the curtain is not what I'm seeing. And it was so enlightening and so heartfelt for her to be able to tell her story to me. And I was so moved that I was able to be assistance to her. Now this would be a woman who could be our career recognition candidate. I didn't know. I just was on vacation going to a tea room. The second young woman that I met always dreamt of going to England to study. She was about 7 years old when I met her. She knew she wanted to go to England to study. She visualized this from 7 years old. Her dream came true, and she was accepted to school in England. She studied for 4 years, and then did a graduate program in literature. What happened was, after 6 years, it took her 7 years, she was asked to leave the country because she couldn't make a living, enough money to allow her to stay. So, downhearted, she came home. But when she came home, she picked herself up, and of course in literature and publishing, you're very creative. She started to design jewelry, and she became an entrepreneur. She could be our new careerist. The third person that I want you to imagine a mother's worst nightmare, receiving a call from your son, your son is in Iraq and you get a call that he's injured and he may not live. What would you do? You would do everything that he come home alive, and she pushed a law herself. You will meet her in June. Another mother, soldier comes home. She knows the ins and outs of what happens when he comes home. Depressed, gained 200 pounds. Can't leave the house. She knows what she has to do. But she not only does this for her son, she does this for all veterans. She opens the first resource center in Staten Island. She is our Athena. I would would like to introduce the PPD program today. I feel this is your magic tool. You talk about membership. You talk about how you could get members. To me, this is the biggest because we have such a program to offer that other organizations don't have, because this is ours, right? I don't know anybody else who has this program. So I want to explain it. We have revised it. I think we can make it very simple. And Amy just said this is going to be on the website, and I think it's going to be great because the PowerPoint will be on the website. When you have a blueprint, it makes it so much easier to convey, because we're all busy and we have other jobs. But if we make it simple and you have a script, I think you're going to be able to promote it. And I hope that this is what you're going to get out of this. So, let's see how we can put the plan into action. Our personal and professional development programs, we're going to answer why, what, and how. Okay. Okay, why use the PPD program? Well, as I had said, this is a tool that we can promote our membership. This is the best kept secret, because I don't think most of us are promoting it. And I think that if we take the secret out, that maybe we can promote and entice our members to enter the contest. And not only our members families or friends. You don't even have to go outside. Your member has a niece, has a mother, has a brother. Your brother has a friend. So maybe think small, not all, outside. Just your immediate people that's in your world. Now, Amy mentioned something about an elevator speech. I'm just trying to find which slide this is. I'm sorry. Slide 2. Okay. Slide 3. We want to increase visibility, right? So how are we going to increase visibility? Like I said, is this the best kept secret? Or are you using this as a best advertisement? And I am a true believer. It's your enthusiasm that will sell your chapter, will sell state, will sell everything. It's how you promote and are happy about it. If you talk, oh, I belong to New York State Women, it's how you relate it to someone else. So if you have a gym membership, that we all do, and we spend $500, and we don't go to the gym, are we taking advantage of the membership? No. So it's the same thing as everybody is sitting here and promoting, and we're not taking advantage of what we have to offer with these programs, which I will have on our PowerPoint different reasons and exactly what you need to promote. But the main thing is, that's the nuts and bolts. It's you just have to remember, we have this program, and it is monetary, and a lot of people like money. So if you need to promote it about monetary, promote it as monetary. Now, I think Neil gave out these books, this little pamphlet. Did you?
Yes.
Right. This you can carry with you. It's fantastic. It has all the different programs that we have, the new careerists and things. We're trying to make it simple. Now, you need a press release. Here's a press release. It's not hard. Copy it, use it. It's that simple. The only hard part is, the challenge is getting it into the print. Everybody is busy. They forget to put it in the paper. But if you have something to go as a guide, and the person that you're asking to do it is not someone who really knows how to do a press release, we all don't have a Neil or whoever you have to do your press release. If they had a script, they would feel more comfortable. I know I would feel more comfortable if I had a script and get it out there, and then you make it your own. But it's a sample. Hopefully that would make it easier to promote. Okay. We need to increase visibility. Well, you remember last year in June we had the awards. Guess what? You could be a star. Put yourselves in the paper. Everybody likes to be shown, right? Everybody likes to be a star. So, it gives you an incentive to do this. And then people see you. They go to me, oh, I saw your mother in the paper again. Oh, how come she was in the paper? So my daughter will tell her, I am the president of Richmond County, or whatever she says in her words. So people see it, and then they go, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. What is it about? Because everybody wants to do what everybody else is doing, if you are enthusiastic. Okay. Why should you use our programs? Just because Neil and I work tirelessly on this program, why do you want to use it? I mean, I drove her crazy. We wrote, we rewrote, because when you learn something new, and it's cumbersome and challenging, you feel very inadequate. I want to make it simple, that I can understand it, since I'm going to be the chair of every, And that's the whole thing about it. When you understand it, and we can make it simple, and make life easy for everyone, I feel that maybe we could really have a success with this. And remember, it sets us apart from everybody else. I love what Amy said about the elevator speech. She gave you all these elevator speeches. I'm with Amy. I meet a person. Maybe my head is cluttered with something else. I go, oh my God, I don't know what to say. So we have a sample elevator speech. Where it is, I don't. Is this it? Mm-hmm. We had a sample.
Yeah.
Is that the sample?
That's it.
Right. Okay. So what's more simple than that? You could say, I don't like that elevator speech. That's fine. Make it your own. But if you can't remember, just use it. But the simplest thing is, what's in your heart? Think about what's in your heart will come out when you're talking about it. And if you don't know the nuts and bolts, people don't care. They're happy because you're enthusiastic. And then they'll find out. That's how I found it. I walked in, the women were great. I knew nothing about New York State women, but their enthusiasm made me come back and learn. So to me, that is more important. You will all learn the nuts and bolts of the program. It takes time, but as long as you grab that, take that hook and get that fish in, and get them working like Neil did to me, you will be successful. And we still get each other in trouble, right, Neil?
Oh, yeah. Of course not.
And as you all know, we have the new careerist, career recognition, and political development. And I will show you the bullet points on that. Okay, so our first one is career recognition. And as I said, don't look at the nuts and bolts. This is such a great program, besides that they could win the money. She's telling you her challenging journey and the courage it takes to share it with you and to come to state conference and share her story. And you have seen some stories. It takes courage for a person to come up and tell them and tell you what they went through. It is not an easy thing because everybody wants everybody to think that their life is perfect. And once they release it, what a win for you that you have helped this woman. And you know, just an overall awe that she has inspired you. This woman who has gone through so much is inspiring you. You're not inspiring her. And it's a win-win situation. And remember, we're women helping women. So why aren't we getting a woman to tell a story and to, you know, be able to move on? The New Careerist program. Just like I told you about this young girl who had the dream, and what happened, she had to change in midstream. The ages of 21 to 32, you know, these are the nuts and bolts. Look out. You have younger friends. We all have younger friends. I know I have younger friends. Why? Why do I have younger friends? Because I want to feel that I'm not old, that I can still handle young friends. And with young friends, you learn. If you stay with women in your same age category, if they don't keep moving, you're not moving. But if you stay with young women, then you're going to be around them, and you're going to meet women in this New Careerist. And a little secret, I am going to update this age group. There are going to be some tweaks. I'm warning the executive committee. Just a little things. But you know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Put your antennas out. My friend Susie has a 28, 29-year-old daughter. Let me see if she could fit into the mold. You know, we're not, you know, so in a box. We're open. So there are a lot of ways that maybe we can. Remember, if you have a question about someone that you think would fit into the program, please email. Please call me. I love to talk. I love to talk. If you have a person that you want to talk about, I will fit it into the program. I promise you. Maybe you didn't hear this.
What's my motto? Embrace change.
That's what, you know, you want to know why I loved Amy? When I asked her if I could do this, she says, embrace change. And you know what? It is about embracing change. We need to open up and be more open and just be aware when we're outside, and you know, in our outside world. Political development. Well, we have Joanne, who loves political. I am sure that you all have a political wannabe, right? You all have friends that love political. I'm not political. But talk to Joanne. She loves it. She knows people that want to pursue political and have done things. So let's think about, who do we know that talks to us about politics when we don't really want to know what party they're on. But those are the people that we have to get in touch with. Like when I'm looking for a political development, I would be asking Joanne. We happen to have one in our chapter that she passed the law, which I had mentioned before, that you'll meet in June. But if we didn't have her, I would say to Joanne, Joanne, you belong to the Democratic Club, or whatever club she belongs to. Do you have someone? I'm sure you all have someone who belongs to a political club. Not everybody, you know, belongs only to New York State Women. Most people that belong to one organization, you will find, belong to 10 others, right? You know, that's why we're so busy, and you know, so true. And which, right? And then we get called, you know, you didn't support this. I mean, you know, I can only be out 7 nights a week. I mean, you know, how come you didn't come, right? We just got a little chit chat from another fellow member from another group. I mean, you know, so this is what I'm saying. We all are all over. So let's be realistic. You could find a political, someone in political, and get us another, you know, a candidate. Okay, moving on. Of course, my passion Athena. Since meeting Christine DeLisa, who is my chair for Athena, and talking to Lois last year, and just bonding and talking, expanding my repertoire with her because of Christine and her involvement with the military. It's just a fantastic program. And I know a lot of you do things, and which I love, and to the new board, we will be expanding this, and it's going to be very exciting because I believe in, like Amy put her thing on, it's going to put on the membership tips. We will have a program for workshops for the military when they come home. How to adapt to civilian life, how to get a job, how to do a resume. We're collecting clothes, suits for the women, how to set up your living room, how to do things. She explained to me, when you go to the military, you're 17, 18, you come out a couple of years later, you do not know how to live your life. Even if you went in when you were in your 20s, it's so different when you come back. The things that we take for granted, they do not know how. And that's what it is to adjust to civilian life. So this is going to be a very exciting program, and Lois does know about it. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but she is thrilled. Plus, don't forget, we give state, again, doing something, offers to scholarships to a military woman, active or not. And it's a membership, which is great. Another tool to promote membership. It's not costing them. They can come in for a full year for the scholarship. It's a very simple form. I'll put it out later. It was on the website. I hope we have candidates for this besides our chapter, because Christine is the chair and is involved with the military. I'd like to see other people putting in for the scholarship, and we have two. And then we also suggested that as a chapter, maybe you could sponsor someone in your local area for a scholarship. Not the state money, but amongst your chapter. So if there's one person and you can afford your chapter to pay the membership, what greater, gift that you can give someone, plus you're getting a member and you're helping this woman. So that's our thing. Now, is Helen here?
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. She's going to talk on youth leadership.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I don't know if I can take away from any of your thunder. She's up there. Real fast going. I am as passionate about the youth leadership as she is about all of the programs. But, we have the reality store online. Now, I haven't done this lately. Okay. But one of the questions that came up was, what else do you do at the Youth Leadership Conference? Because we spend that day with the girls. Well, actually, it's a whole weekend. But the weekend, when you have a Friday night, it's really getting to know the girls. What do they do? They'll have a pizza party, or they'll have a bowling party, or they'll do makeup. And that's really just the mixer to get the girls to know each other. And then we try to get them involved with our women so that they have a little bit of, how do I get to know these people? What are some of the careers that you have? And break down some of those tensions, because I don't want them to be a them and us. And actually, the girls come from all over, so they don't even know anybody yet. So that's what the overall weekend kind of strategy is. But then when I get them there on Saturday and we finish the reality store and they're all broke, it's like, okay, we've got all the barriers down, now let's talk a little bit. And so that's why I've got some of these slides on. We talk about researching your career. So the girls, everybody wants to be something, but they're not realistic. So when you think about it, most young people have anywhere from 5 to 10 jobs. And I talk to them about careers, not about jobs. So I want them to think about, what are you passionate about? Because if you're passionate about something, you're going to stay with it. I don't want them to have a job. I want them to have a career. If you like human resource type work, if you like working with people, I want you to do that. But I want you to be realistic. If you like nursing, you're going to have a job forever, because that's something that we're hiring right now. And that is a career that's going to have longevity. If you're in the math and sciences, you're going to have a job forever. I have young girls that want to be actresses. Don't laugh.
No.
And I don't mean it. And I don't mean don't laugh, because the first time they said that to me, I had a hard time not roaring. And if you look at me, I cannot play poker because you can read my face. And so I did that. And then I thought, oh, Helen, don't do that. Because you have to be able to say to them, that's a wonderful idea. What's your second job? Because think about when they say, I want to be an actor, because actor is the right name for a female also being an actor. They don't use actress for some reason. So anyways, I said, what's your secondary job? Because you have to go to New York City, and you just don't break into that particular field. So it's usually waiting tables, and living in New York City, it's unrealistic to think of how much money you have to make just to pay the bills. And as we start talking about that, they don't want to give up on that idea. And so I also ask them, what else do you do? Do you sing? Do you dance? Do you do a variety of things? And I don't want, you never want to burst their bubble. And so I asked them, do you balance a checking account? And you'd be amazed, these young people that have no idea. They're very sheltered. So you're trying to keep their enthusiasm up, their ideas up, and then you're trying to educate them. Give everything that you can imagine, all your 50-some years of experience into a weekend of less than 8 hours. And I'm thinking to myself, oh God, how can I do all this? And so we spend that whole weekend trying to tell them the reality of what they want to do, as well as keeping their spirits up. So I never turned this actor down, but I also gave her some ideas to consider in case that didn't pan out. Okay? So we get into these things called interviews. And you'd be amazed because they don't think anything about an interview. Most of them have never been in an interview. And so they don't have any idea what kind of questions can be asked. So I said, well, somebody might say to you, because they have no idea. When I say naive, it's extremely naive. Can they ask you, can you go on travel? Sure, you can go on travel. Can they ask you how many kids you have? No. Sure, they can ask how many kids you have. Can they ask you, ask any question you want to ask? And they don't understand how about the law. They don't understand what you can wear to an interview. They don't understand about cleavage. They don't understand about 13 earrings. Because they think you can wear whatever you want to wear. You can dress any way you want to dress. What you would wear to get a job at Hooters, they think you can wear to an interview. And I'm not trying to say that you can't, but you need to be appropriate. So we go through all that, and like I said to them, it is what, depending upon where you want to, which you want to be in life. So, like I said, it's interesting. Handshaking. 95% of these girls have never shaken a hand in their life. They don't see the need to it. So I always say, let's put your best professional image forward. Professional image is another word they have never put together. So it's amazing. And I don't do this alone. There is a whole host of you that help me. Audrey helps me. Margarita helps me. Lucille helps me. Neil's been in there a few times. I mean, look around. All of you guys have been in it most of the time. So Sarah Ayala, who's a retired lieutenant colonel, comes in, and she's very quiet. But she will talk about some things, and she'll bring in the cyber.